Throughout the course of the war in Gaza, Israel had been building up its presence in an area known as the Netzarim Corridor, a strip of land a couple of kilometres wide, cutting from the Israel border to the Mediterranean Sea, effectively separating the northern third of Gaza from the rest of the territory. The IDF could be seen pulling out of the Netzarim on Sunday local time, a development which was expected under the ceasefire but is significant nonetheless because it means there's now greater access for Palestinians to move between northern Gaza and the rest of the Strip. And many took up that opportunity as soon as they could. It's not totally open, however, there are still checkpoints in place operated by American contractors, brought in to maintain some restrictions. The Netzarim Corridor had been expanded by Israel during the war, using it as a staging point for its operations, and Palestinians returning to the area have found little but rubble after the IDF left. There have also been reports of bodies being found in the area. Israeli forces remain inside Gaza, controlling a buffer zone along the border with Israel, and they will remain there for the duration of this initial 6-week ceasefire, which is now at the halfway mark. A further withdrawal will only happen if the truce extends into what's being described as Phase 2, beyond the initial March 2 deadline when the current deal expires. And both Hamas and the Netanyahu government are being urged to come to the negotiating table to try to find a lasting peace for Gaza. In an interview with US network Fox News, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has rejected suggestions he was forced to accept this initial ceasefire deal by the Trump administration. He's facing pressure at home to continue the ceasefire and bring all remaining Israeli hostages home, accused of using a trip to the US last week and talks with Donald Trump to try to find a way to scuttle hopes for a lasting peace in Gaza. Meanwhile, Israel is expanding its operations in the northern reaches of the West Bank in what it's describing as a counter-terrorism operation. After weeks focusing on the West Bank city of Jenin, Israeli forces have launched raids on the town of Nur Shams. Palestinian health authorities said a 23-year-old pregnant woman and her unborn child were killed on Sunday, her husband seriously injured. The offensive in the West Bank is being described as one of the most serious and widespread in many years, and thousands of Palestinians have fled their homes as a result.